Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie, and it's Jeannie's signatures today. So I here with another banger. It's a beautiful shirt. I saw it and I decided to recreate it, so to speak. So I think it came out fine. So if this is what you want to watch, please kindly watch to the end. Let's get right into it. So yeah, I have my fabrics on the table. I have a plain material, and of course, I have an African print. This is a leftover from African print that I used for one of my tutorials, so I decided to use it for this shirt tutorial. It's a beautiful shirt. It's different from the normal shirt you wear, so this kind of gave it a kind of a big girl feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be drafting this on a paper because if I should do that on the cloth, it won't be seen. So let's just get right into it now. So right on the paper there, I marked 2 inches all the way from up to the down. I'm using a single paper, but if I want to cut the fabric will be on fold. And the length of my shirt is 27 inches. So that is what you see on the table right there. So what I'm going to be doing basically now is that I'm going to be cutting, it's like marking a basic bodice and then using it to cut it out. I just didn't want to fast forward this place because of some people that are just like a beginner that don't really understand. That's why I left it. Ordinarily, I would have fast forwarded it so that it would just be fast. But all this is just to help beginners so that they'll understand what we are doing very well. So I'm going down by my shoulder slope for 1 inch. What I marked at first was my shoulder measurement divided by 2. And then I added half inch because we are going to be joining a sleeve to that. So I marked out my neckline and I used 2 3/4. This is a shirt. It's better the neckline is small and then you can adjust it than for it to be too big, because if it's too big you cannot adjust it. That means you've spoiled the clothes. So it's better you go on the smaller side, then later you can increase it. So now I'm going down for my sleeve opening on my round armhole, and I'll be coming down by 9 inches for that. So that is what I'm basically marking. So if you're used to most of my tutorials, this is like the normal way that everything is usually done. So I believe our beginners too should have known how to do all this to draw a basic bodice by now. Sorry about the noise. So I'm just trying to draw out the front and the back armhole because I'm going to be using this to cut out both the front and the back. I'm not going to be cutting another paper. So I'm going to be dividing my bust measurement by 4 and then add 2 inches for sewing allowance. That's 2 inches, no, 1 inch, sorry, is included as in freeness if you want the clothes to be free. Of course, it's a shirt, it's not supposed to be tight. And so now I'm getting my half length and I'm marking that. So I'm going to be ruling a straight line to indicate the half length or the waistline. And right on that line, I'm going to be dividing my waist measurement by 4 and then I'll add 1 inch and then half for free is allowance. And then on the length of the this shirt, I'm going to be marking my hip divided by 4 and then I'll mark the same sewing allowance that I marked earlier. So I'm going to be joining them from my bust to my waist and then from my waist to my hip. So now for my neck depth, I'm going to be coming down by 3 inches for my neck depth for the front But for the back, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. That one is just a temporary one because I'm not going to be using that. I'll be manipulating the back, so I don't really need that. I just marked it out, so just take note of that. You understand what I mean when I'm about to cut out the back piece. That was just for illustration purpose. So we are basically through with our drafting. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is that 2 inches that you're seeing right there. I'm going to be folding it in. Let me just cut it out the back armhole first. And then I folded, you can see that I folded the 2 inches in, and then I placed it on a folded fabric. So I want to cut out the back piece right about now. So I'm going to be forwarding this place so that our time will not be too spent out. So you can see that I like cancelled that neckline that I made, neck depth rather, that I made for the back, because it's not needed here. Because for this back piece, I'm going to be extending the shoulder area by 2 inches. You know that thing that you see on shirts where you see like the back came to the front, like slanted to the front. That is what I'm trying to do here. It's optional though. Some you can do it like this, and you can just go right ahead and cut out exactly what you have for the front and for the back. It's optional, but I always believe that if it's going to be like a well-fitted, nice looking shirt, please always ensure to lift your shoulders for the back by 2 inches, because some people will say, I hope this will not be longer than the front. No, because by the time you join your shoulders, everything will fall back to the same way. So that is why I told you that I will ignore that first neck depth that I did. So right there on the 2 inches that I marked up the shoulder area, I'm going to be remarking my neck width and then my neck depth. So I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch right on that line, and then I'll mark and connect the neckline like so. So now I'm going to be cutting it out. So I've cut out the back piece. So now I'm going to the front piece. So from the front piece, I'm going to be cutting out the neckline, and then the armhole, I'm going to be adjusting that before I place it on the fabric, before I manipulate the front, because you can see it has a design on the front. For the patch pocket on the shirt, I'm going to be uploading a tutorial on that separately because I don't want this video to be too long. If I had known, I would have even done how to cut the collar separately. It wouldn't have gotten up to this 30 minutes. So please bear with me. So this is our front piece now. So I want to adjust to give it that design that we had on the front. That is where those plain patterns were placed. So that is what I want to do now. So I wrote zip. It's supposed to be the button allowance. Well, some people do put zip in the front of the shirts, yeah. So it depends on what you want to put there. But I use the button. So now I'll be marking from my shoulders down to where I want that plain material to start from. So depending on you, on what you want, you can come by 8. And if you look at the thumbnail very well, you see that it started right on the chest line. So even though I marked 10 inches here, I later went up by 8 inches because I saw that the thing was not actually where it was placed. So I had to go 2 inches above my bust line, and I used 8 inches. So the plain material went thin through the armhole. So that was what I did later. Even though I did 10 inches here, later I did it 8 inches. So please take note of that. I'm going to be maintaining my waistline, because if you check the shirt very well, you see that the line stopped at the waistline. So I'm going to be leaving the waistline as it is. So that will be the plain material. That's what I'm just trying to indicate there. This will be plain, and the upper part and the lower part will be the African fabric. So let me go right ahead and cut it out. So what I'm doing there is just to give it that little slight slant at by the side. So you just slant it out. You can go by 3 inches or 4 inches as you want it. So that's what I cut there, so that it will rhyme with it when I'm cutting it out. So yeah, this is what I have already. I've cut them out. And make sure when you're cutting that plain material, make sure that you add half inch on both sides, so that you need half inch to join it to the Ankara fabric. Even the African fabric, you need to add half inch to that place that I cut it out where we are going to join, just to make sure that you add half inch. So this is the way it looks. So now I'm going to be taking it to the sewing machine, and I'm going to be joining them. You join it like so, and then you join that side. You do the same thing for the other side. Yeah, so I've joined it, and this is the way it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join the button lap, and that is what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I've done that, and you can see it's all coming out beautiful. So I'm going to be joining the shoulders. So the next thing is I'm going to be placing the front on the back, like so. I don't know why my camera didn't capture that place. I'm so sorry. I thought it was capturing it. You can see the space below there. So but after joining the shoulders, everything will come back to be the same length. So I'm going to run half inch on the shoulders, and I'll be right back to show you. So after joining it on the shoulders, this is how it looks. So we have it all looking beautiful. Yes. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to cut out the belt. You can see that it has belts. So I'm going to be showing you how to cut that out. And that belt was fixed at the waist area. So yeah, I have 2 long stripes here. So depending on how long you want your belt to be, please kindly cut. And what is fold here is 3 inches. When you open it up, is 6 inches. If you like, you can go for 5 inches, and when it's unfolded, it's 2.5. Anything you want, please kindly do. So I'm going to be taking it to the sewing machine, and I'll be running stitch all around it, and then I'll turn it out and give it a very good press, and then I'll come back to show you how to attach it. So yeah, after running the stitch on the belt, this is how it came out. I later ran a stitch on top of it after turning it out so that it will look flat and neat. So now I'm going to be attaching it. I had to fast forward this place too because I didn't want to waste much time. So that's me arranging the clothes. So I'm going to be showing you how to place the belt and then fix it so that I will go straight over to cutting of the collar. Actually, I placed it like so, but I later flipped it on the other side because by the time you turn it out, you see that it's not sitting where it's supposed to be. So you can see where I placed the belt. It's right on the waistline. If you like, you can go up 1 inch above your waistline before you fix it. I intentionally fixed mine on my waistline because I have a big stomach, so that by the time I tie it, it will not show. That was the secret. Don't tell anybody. So you see me, I flipped it over and planed it like so. So the belt has to be inside the clothes, and then you pin it so that when you are sewing, everything will be on the reverse side like so. So just follow how I'm pinning it here so that you understand what I'm saying. So I ran half an inch on both sides, and this is how it came out. Our shirt is beginning to look beautiful, beautiful. So that is the rope. If you feel the rope is too short, you can make yours longer. The longer it is, the more beautiful it comes out. So now we're going over to the neckline. So I'm going to be measuring my neckline to see whether I need to adjust it or whether I'll leave it the way it is. So I took the measurements and I discovered that I needed to adjust it a little. If not, it will be too tight for me on my neck. So after measuring it and I saw that it needed the adjustment, I just came down to the neckline, then came down by half an inch, and then I cut it out just to adjust it to fit what I want. Sorry, my camera didn't capture that. I didn't know. But I'll still shift it down so that you see the adjustment, the mark that I did. You can see it. So that is the mark. So I adjusted it and I'm good to go. So now I have 9 inches, and that is 18 inches, which is okay. Before I had 16 and a half, it was too small. So now I have 18, which is perfect for my collar. So now I'm going to be setting this aside, and then we're heading over to cutting of the collar. So I'm going to be marking this, the length of my collar. Please ignore the background noise. I'm so sorry. We have visitors, so they're just shouting. Sorry. So I'm going to be marking, on fold, I'm going to be marking 9 inches. I'm going for the collar stand first. And I'm marking this on my gum stay so that it will be easy for me when I want to gum into the fabric. So I'll use this to cut it out on the fabric. So I went up by 1.5 inches at first because I'll still adjust that. So from that 9 inches that I marked, ensure that it unfolds. So I'm going to be getting the midpoint for that, which is 4.5, and then I'll go back by half an inch, and then I'll slant it into the half that I marked for the 9 inches. You know, it's 9 inches on fold. When you open it up, it's 18. So I'm going to be slanting the half an inch down to the 4.5 that I marked as the midpoint. And then right from that line, depending on how you want your collar stand to be, I'm using 1.2 for my collar stand. If you want, you can use 1 inch. If you can use 1.5. So the choice is entirely yours. So I'm going to be marking 1.2 inches on that line that I drew, that I slanted. And then I'll come right to the normal line, and then I'll take 1.2 all the way to the end of the folded edge, and then I'll connect it like so. This is very easy to make. And then at that sharp edge, I'm just going to be slanting it, as in just drawing like a line like so, just to give it a curve so that it will just be pointed, just like you see it on shirts. So now I'm going to be cutting it out. And then you cut out that half inch that you slanted it. Then you cut out that curvy part that you made too. And then our collar stand is ready. It's ready. It's very easy to do. So now we're going over to the collar, main collar. That is where we're going on to now. So in order to get that, I'm going to be ruling a straight line because that thing is no longer straight. So I'm going to be ruling a straight line to give me a straight line before I start my markings. Yes. So I'm still going to be marking that 9 inches. You know it's on fold. When you open it up, it will be 18 inches because our collar, when we measured it, was 18 inches. So I'm going to be marking the 9 inches right there. And then for my collar, I'm going to be going up by 2 inches. I want my collar to be 2 inches. If you want, you can go 2.5, you can go 3 inches. It's entirely your business. Whatever you choose is okay. Or whatever you are comfortable with, please kindly go ahead and mark. But I'm marking 2 inches for my collars. So I'm going to be connecting the lines like so. And then the next thing I'm going to be doing is that right at that place where I marked the 9 inches, I'm going to be coming in by 1 inch, and then I'll be slanting it right from, okay. And then at the folded edge, I'm going to be going up by half an inch. So I'm going to be connecting that from the pointed edge. I'm going to be connecting it to where I marked the 1 inch. I'll slant it in like so. You can see that our color is coming out beautiful, and from that half inch I'm going to be sliding it into where I marked the 1 inch. So I'm cutting it out. So we have our color. So that is our collar, and that was our collar stand. I'm going to be bringing it now. So I'm going to be placing it on the fabric. We're going to be cutting two pieces of this each. maybe in my subsequent videos I'll still make a tutorial. Okay, I think the next tutorial I'll be making will be a shirt gown. So I'm going to be making a different detailed tutorial on how to cut this separately and show you how to sew it, because I'm not going to be doing that in this tutorial. So you can see it. So I won't be showing the sewing process here. I'll make another video on that so that our beginners will know how it looks. So yeah, I'm getting to the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I've already cut out the length of the sleeve. Is going to be a long sleeve. Actually, when I measured it was supposed to be 22. But what I add, because it's going to be having a 2 inches band. I'm so sorry. During the recording of this video, my phone memory got full and I couldn't finish the sleeve tutorial. So please, if you want me to make a tutorial on a shirt sleeve, please kindly indicate in the comment section so that I'll do it. So I'm marking my armhole measurement. That's what I have there, which is 11 inches, and I'm coming down by 5 inches for my cap's height. This is like a universal or basic cap's height for almost everybody. So I came down by that, and then I marked the thing as appropriate like so. So I'm going to be slanting that from the pointed edge. I'll slant it right to the place where I marked the 5 inches. I'll slant it like so, so that I will get my armhole curve. And so I'm going to be getting the midpoint of this line, and then I'll mark it. I'll indicate the midpoint. And right from that mark that I am going to be drawing like an inverted S. If you know what I mean by an inverted S, you draw it like the way I'm doing. Connect it to the first point, and then you come under, and then you go to the edge of the thing like so. I don't know if it's very visible, but if you follow my hand, you understand what I did, or when I want to cut it out, you see what I did. So please don't forget, if you want me to make a tutorial on that shirt sleeve, please kindly indicate in the comment section. I was so hungry when I saw the thing, it stopped recording. I felt like crying, because at that time I had finished cutting and everything. It was painful, but what do I do? So if you want me to make a tutorial on that shirt, on this shirt sleeve, please tell me. I'll oblige. I'll definitely do the video. Thank you. Even the sewing process and everything, I'll show it. Thank you. So now I'm getting my biceps. You know, we that have biceps, there are some people that don't have biceps. So, but we that have biceps, you need to take that into consideration. Whatever your bicep is, you mark it and then you add your sewing allowances. I added 2 inches sewing allowances for mine. It's better to be safe than sorry. And then add the round sleeve. So whatever your round sleeve is, you mark it. Mine was 10, so I just marked it. But I was trying to explain there that if you want to do some bands, sometimes the measurements, you just need to make sure that the thing can come out of your hand. That was just aside the tutorial. The main tutorial is just take your wrist measurement and then you mark. So I marked mine as 5, and then I added 2 inches sewing allowance. So that is what I'm connecting right now. So I'll be cutting it out. So following the slanted S that I wrote, you can see the way I'm cutting it. So that is the way you get to cut out your sleeve and all, the easy way, so that you won't be confused, because there are some technicalities involved in this, but this is just the best way and easiest way to go about it without sweating. So you can see we have our sleeve. So this is our sleeve. So I'm so sorry, the thing is painful. So if you find this video helpful, please kindly give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe. Encourage your girl. Encourage your girl. So when you open it up, this is how it looks. So thank you all. You can see me rocking the shirt. It's so beautiful. I've had many offers for this shirt, so I'm going to be making like 4. Yeah, thank you all. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye.